Morning, sir. This Kacee TV 360. Let's have a review concerning what the president said in his first media chat yesterday. The president said when Dr. Ruben Abati asked him concerning the stampede that is going on in the across the country, the one that happened in Oyo State, Anambra State, and our FCT. The president simply answered that the cause of those stampedes is the negligence of the organizers. What is your reaction, Mr. Olajide?
Good morning, I'm Mr. O.J. Olajide. Um, the Mr. President, you should know that by the position of Mr. President, the kind of what is into politics. So you should understand that Mr. President is a veteran in the issue of this palliative of a thing given, or what you call so much transaction in a local palace here, because he has been a consistent politician over the years, and politicians are fond of giving palliative relief materials to people during their campaign. So it's a system he's into. It's a trade is well versed in. He's in the terrain. He knows this. He knows this long. He knows this much. This giving of palliative relief materials, what's it called? Goodies to woo voters before election, during electionary campaign, during primaries, and during election itself, and while in government. It's a trade he is into, that he knows the terrain very well. So if he's saying that, look, by my own experience, by my understanding of this trade of this terrain I've been over the years, of what I have done over the years, sharing goodies to people because of electionary, because of politics that I've been into over many years ago. This is what I pick as the fault of the people who also come to this area of trade of this business of giving goodies to people.
And so, do you think that the president have the right to blame the organizers?
I think we should listen to him. Somebody, they say, follow who knows the road, follow who knows the way. I have not been involved in giving palliative goodies, relief materials, what have you, to people. But this is a man that has been involved in doing that over the years. So if he's not telling you that these people who also come to do this similar thing I've been doing, this is the fault on their part. I say we should listen to him. If he says that organization on their part is a fallout of what has resulted to this, he has a point.
Mr. Olajide,
Yes.
the cause of the stampede is as a result of hunger in the land. Those will not just go there. If there is enough sufficient food in the country, there will not be that stampede. The president should do more in order to be circulation of food in the country. Understand? Then let me also tip this in. Now, the president said concerning the tax reform that the tax reform has come to stay. So, but the North said no, they don't want that. They should have a review on the tax reform bill. But the president is adamant to it and said no, there's no review, that the tax reform has come to stay.
Excuse me, I'm not too yet on that issue of that stampede something. On that stampede that led to death of some Nigerians, particularly mostly children, little children. That's just one aspect of that matter. I've said that the organizers should need to go back to their drawing table and strategize and plan what is the best way to always go about this relief materials, goodies, so-called things that we are giving out on humanitarian basis to people, to support people, to assist people. They should need to go back and do that. No, so that there won't be this kind of problem. Like I said in some of the interview I've granted, I'm not blaming them for coming out to do that, because whoever has a humanitarian ground to give something to people, I credit them, I give kudos to them. It's not every people that has mind, that have money and want to give. Those who have a larger heart of coming out to give, I kudos them and let them not be discouraged. What is to happen, let them not feel discouraged about it. let them rather strategize and the plan and to how the next way to go about so that there will be such recurrence of such stampede that leads to death. That's number one. Number two, on that I'm still on that matter. I quite agree with that. When we have a quite exodus mass number of people trooping to a place whereby they are asked to come and take 5,000 naira on food supplement, food materials. When you have a mass people going to that venue, it's a reflection of economic reality of the status of that people. Meaning that those people, meaning that those people are not economically viable. That is, the economic status of those people are a matter of worry to a government or to the society concerned. That means those people, they are economically deprived. They are now be subject to lower level of economic status in the country. That's what it simply means. I agree with that. That mean, and that could be as a result of the policies of the government, the policies the government really allows the people. As it, improve the living standard of the people, or as it further degraded the living standard. But I will conclude that if you have such mass number of people trooping to such venue for such thing, is a conviction that the economic policy of the current of the government of the day is not okay. It has impoverished people instead of to have elevated them to a high level of economic status. It has further, you know, worsened the economic status. That is why we have high number of people to have trooped to such people. Otherwise, we have the number of people just strolling.
All right,
Then
Mr.
on the
No,
now
just a thought, Mr. Olajide. Now, this thing has never happened before in the history of this country. That there is stampede in 3 states
at the time.
because of food.
At the time.
Yes, because of food. That shows that this government is not doing well. That shows that people are extremely hungry. That shows that there is hunger, massive hunger in the land. Then the president was only said that they should blame the organizers. He's trying to exonerate himself. He's trying to say, I've done my own best. I've done the best. It's not my own fault. It's the fault of the organizers. Mr. Olajide, you are also here supporting Mr. President that what led to the stampede is as a result of the poor organizing system of those that wanted to help the poor Nigerians. That wanted to help the poor Nigerians. What the president should have done, now an individual now try to fix that, then it now result to stampede. Then the president refused to take blame for that. He now try to shift the blame, and they also support the president. Mr. Olajide, once again, I want you to have a rethink on what Mr. President give an answer to what Dr. Ruben Abati asking concerning the stampede that happened in 3 states across the nation.
Excuse me, Mr. What name, sir? Mr. Anko. Abati cannot speak for me. Abati is educated as far as I'm educated. Probably, yes, he higher than me. He's a PhD holder. I'm not a PhD holder. He's a graduate. I'm a graduate. I have my own free mind of understanding and expression of things. Abati can talk in his own context. I'm talking in my own context of understanding and reality of what it's all about. I've just told you that President Tinubu is not new to the issue of sharing things to people. He has been in government, he has been a politician over the years. I know how politicians share things to people, to mobilize them, to attract them, to woo them, to vote. It's a trend he has been, that he knows he has been into for years. For having been a politician that has been sharing this. So if you have other people who are joining them in sharing things, their own is for political reasons. But these people are for humanitarian reasons. Humanitarian reasons to bring relief to people. But he's now telling you it's the same trade. Sharing good is relief. To people. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But he's not telling that if he do his own days, he didn't record stampede that leads to death. And these people are recording stampede that leads to death. He's telling them that look, this is a thing we have also done before. We are still doing it today. We are in government that is doing it. Go back on your organization of how you want to go about it. Go back and strategize on your planning on your plan and organization, so that just have recorded progress on our home that we never
All right.
recorded, we never recorded
All
the
right,
progress.
Mr.
So,
Olajide, just
and
cut
also,
your thought
and
short because we don't have
told you,
much time.
and also told you that, as also told you that, maybe you don't listen to me, I also told you that as much as I've agreed that there's organizational poor planning, I said the economic realities of the ground also contributed to making making mass people to have gone to that place in such a number that the economic reality of the state is not is not nothing to write about. I also told you that.
All right,
Now
Mr.
the tax
Olajide.
reform.
Wait, hold on, Mr. Olajide. We don't have much time. I have another person. Please, thank you for speaking in our platform today. It's a nice place to leave it. So, viewers on the line, now is a nice place to leave it. Concerning the tax reform bill, we have the second person that will speak for us today concerning the tax reform bill, which Mr. President also said that the tax reform bill has come to stay, that is not going to do anything about it, that whatsoever he said concerning the tax reform bill, that he has come to stay. Also, the move of fuel subsidy, that he has no regret about it. Now, here with me is the Biafra evangelist, Pastor Benjamin. So, Evangelist Benjamin, let me have your review concerning the first media chat of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday. Now, when Dr. Ruben Abati asked Mr. President concerning the stampede in 3 states across the nation, in Oyo State, in Anambra State, and FCT Abuja, he now asked the president that what do you think or how do you feel concerning this, and what are the things you put in place to make sure that this will not record again. And the president simple answered that is the poor is a result of the organizers, that the organizer is not organized whatever happened when, that he has been giving palliative at Bodilon for years, that there was no stampede. Now the question I want to ask you, do you think the president gave a straightforward answer? They try to shift the blame to the organizers.
Good morning, my viewers. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, irrespective of where you are watching us from. I remember our humble self, evangelist of Biafra, Biafran evangelist Benjamin Johnson Esesinachi, who always speak the truth and ready to end by the truth. Because the gospel says so. You know, when an elderly man or a father sees the truth and he fail in his duty and responsibility as a father, you know, the next thing he will be looking for where to hang his hand, where to portion the blame in order to take away, to kind of remove his head from that, and which is very, very wrong. That means you are not a responsible father. Every responsible father should admit his fault. When you make a mistake, admit it's your mistake and learn from it.
Okay, what will you say concerning the corruption? When they ask the president if he's determined to fight corruption, he said he has already done that. He has increased the minimum wage from 30,000 to 70,000. He has also given student loan. That is his own way of fighting corruption. How do you react on that?
You know, sometimes our leaders, they don't think before talking. You increase the salary, the worker's salary to 70,000. How much is the cost of bag of rice? How much is chicken? How much is their rent? How much is their NEPA bill? How much is their waste bill? And they are paying from that 70,000. Then at the end of the day, that means you don't even think whether they eat. They will clothe inside, they will buy water inside, they will pay children's school fees. They will buy school fee, buy books, buy every other necessary things inside 70,000 naira. And you are proud saying it that you are fighting what?
Corruption.
Corruption. Is that the way to fight corruption? And you are fighting corruption and you are sitting with a you are running a corrupt system of government. Yes. How can somebody like Yaya Bello, who stole how many billions? About 80 billions. Then the court asked him to pay how much? 500 million naira. Minus it inside 80 billion. He still have about 75 0.5 billion. 0.500 billion. 75 billion 500 million.
So, Evangelist
And this
Benjamin,
person, excuse me, and the same person is working freely. And you are fighting corruption. Likewise, other persons like that, including him, Mr. President. Mr. President, the people are dying of hunger. People are crying for hunger. And they are protesting for hunger. And the soldiers are killing them. You are against the protest, the right of the citizen of your country. And you say you are not fighting corruption, you are fighting corruption. And the way you are approaching it, is that not corruption? No, let us say the fact. Let us say the fact. Then you say you are fighting corruption. Good and fine, you are fighting corruption. This way you are fighting, is that the way to fight corruption? You are impoverishing people, say you are fighting corruption. You are causing pains, you say you are fighting corruption. You are taking lives in your government, lives are going, you are fighting corruption. 10 years, 8 years are the people you imprison, staff them in the prison in your time because they protested for their right. You say you are fighting corruption. Well, the system of Nigeria, I don't really understand these so-called Nigerian leaders. I don't know what they used to think. I don't know if they do think of their statement before they start making it. And if somebody talk now, they say you are insulting them.
Mr. Ben, do you think that the president media chat really has anything to do, has really given Nigeria that hope, that renewed hope that they have been preaching about? Because we pay attention, close attention to the media chat yesterday. There is nothing to take home, home about the media chat. There is nothing that gives us hope that the president, things will change in Nigeria
You know that
in a short
let me
period.
tell you, before coming out, I entered into my bedroom to take my bath. Do you know what came into my mind? I started reasoning. And I remember when they started, they chanted change, change as a slogan. Change, change. And they used that slogan to fool many Nigerians that they believe that PDP are not getting it right. They are getting it wrong. We need a change so that this country they call Nigeria will be better than the way it were or it was. But instead of getting better, change. Today, my brother, 1 year of PDP is better than 500% better than 8 years of APC. Let me say 10 years, getting to 10 years of APC. Better 1 year of PDP is better than close to 10 years of APC. APC is worst. And the worst of it all is this current government. This thing, change. Where is this the change that Nigeria actually cried for? Is it the kind of change that Nigeria actually need? Is it the kind of change that the citizens are looking up to, or they are a kind of eyeing or expecting? I am asking, is it this kind of change? In fact, if this is the change the APC, although they have given it to us, we prefer the old time of PDP 100% than now.
All right, Biafra Evangelist is a very fine place to leave it. Thank you for speaking on our platform today. It's a very fine place to leave it. Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you.
Yes, here with me again. We are coming with our man, Oga, Mr. Rap. Mr. Rap, if you have opportunity to listen to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu first media chat that out yesterday, the president said it is not his own fault that there is stampede all over the country, that is the fault of the organizers, that he himself have been organizing palliative since many years ago at Bodilon. There was nothing like stampede. I tried to dodge the question from, is the cause of the stampede because there is hunger in the land?
Yeah, that is true. If I could be one of the people that grace that press interaction with Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I think I would have vomited. Yeah, and at that venue, I would have started throwing out because Tinubu can never say the truth. Nigerians will find ourselves in a very wrong corner state since after independence. Our political leaders are the enemies of Nigerians. I love Nigerians. They are very wonderful people, but I hate Nigeria. Nigeria is the worst country in the world. Why? The political leadership, we are not getting anything from them. What Nigerians are getting from the political leadership of this country are animosities, hostilities, embezzlement, bad governance, hunger, food drought, and all that. Do you know what? When a president is not saying the truth, how do you expect the rest of Nigerians? Mr. President or whatever he calls himself is not telling us the truth. Akpabio is not telling us the truth. Bajabia Miller is not helping issues. What about somebody on Onoga? What is the name? Bayo Ononuga is not saying the truth. The whole cabals, advisors surrounding Tinubu, if you ask me, their modus operandi is aboroid. Aboroid. I invented the word myself. Aboroid. Agberoid. See, let me tell you. We still know that we have found ourselves in a very awkward position. Those people that have claimed to be the political leaders of this country are people with such desire, urge, insatiable, with money. They are gathering money, they are packing money, they are stealing money to the level that their children are to benefit from this. And I'm telling you that it is insanity, sycophancy of the highest order. You've not considered the general, the recent, the current, the present generation. You will not finish with them. You are talking about your generation next, up to how many? 10 generations to come of your offspring. A year, a 30-year, interval makes a generation. 10 generations, 300 years. That's the kind of people you have.
Mr. Rap,
Generation is 30 years. But these people have been packing and packing and packing. See, let me tell you, Tinubu is wrong. The cause of the stampede, Abuja, Anambra, Lagos, even LTV, playing ground. And Ibadan, Tinubu is responsible. He's running an illegitimate government, a government of national exclusion, a government that is not taking Nigerians along, a government whereby the kind of system whereby only the lawmakers, only the Department of Executive and Judiciaries are sharing our commonwealth. Simple.
Mr. Law, concerning fighting of corruption, the president said his own way of fighting corruption is the increment of the salary, that they have increased the salary of the civil servants from 30,000 to 70,000. Also, he has given us a student loan. That is one way of fighting corruption, Mr. Rab, because the question was thrown to him if he's ready to fight corruption and how is he going to fight corruption. He now said he has started fighting corruption already by increasing minimum wage. Mr. Ram, what is your take on what Mr. President said yesterday?
That is out of question. That is out of insanity and out of transparency, out of accountability. Because I know that fighting corruption, there should be a stringent law made or legislated for every public fund embezzler to go to jail, to be jailed or sent to the gallows. That's firing squad. That is when you can squarely fight corruption in Africa. African political leaders are thieves. And once you make embezzlement as a crime, capital punishment, they will stop stealing our money. Anybody that is trying to come out to deceive you, telling you that is fighting corruption by increasing salaries and this thing, is telling you lies. If someone wants to find it squarely, thoroughly, on the basis of legality, that person should be OB. With transparency, with accountability, Obi would have gotten it right. But we thank God today, Now the man in charge is from Southwest, because if it could be Obi, Peter Greg Obi of Anambra State, that owns this kind of rubbish administration, Igbo man would have everybody helter skelter. Our shops destroyed, our establishment destroyed, our house ablaze. Today is a Yoruba man. People that claim that they are giant on administration. Today, look at what is going on.
All right.
But let me tell you, Tinubu is wrong. I don't support any illegal or illegitimate administration of anybody, whether Tinubu or whether Hope Uzodinma or Charles Soludo. They have all failed Nigerians. Nigeria is a hell.
All right, Mr. Rav, the president media chair yesterday did not suggest, his body language did not suggest that the call of Ohanes Ndibo, the call of Benjamin Kalun, Bianca Juku, and others for you to release Nnamdi Kanu, it seems the president does not really want to pay attention or to listen for the call in order for him to release Nnamdi Kanu before 31st December of this year.
Tinubu should take Nnamdi Kanu, eat him, use him as suya. Igbo man, as my brother just crossed his hands, that's how we cross. Because everybody knows that what Tinubu likes to do is condemnation of Igbo man, turning his back on Igbo man, falling with monsters, flesh eaters and cannibals like Hope Uzodinma and the Soludo. P2B is not left out among the political juggernauts in the southeastern Nigeria who orchestrate this kind of insecurity, hate, and hostility. You might even term it animosity against Igbo man. Tinubu is an anti-Igbo man. And if you look at his administration is anti-Igboic. Igbotic, Igboic, anti-Igbo administration is going on. So, turning his back on Nnamdi Kanu, it doesn't matter. Nnamdi Kanu did not die on the second year. Third year, he did not die. Fourth year, he did not die. He's not going to die on the fifth year. But, let me tell you, within a very short period, United Nations is going to step into the matter of that young man. He did not contravene any constitution. What he did is emancipation of Biafra. No more persecution, no more prosecution, no more marginalization of Igbo man. You are perceived enemy. We have gone. Nnamdi Kanu must come. He will not die there. He can't see well. That's why you are just talking trash. See, listen. Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime. Woo! You people think that Igbo man will be no more. Oh, say you are wrong. Leave him there. He will not die. Since he could not die on the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, he's not going to die again. The Lion of the tribe of Judah. He, apart from Jesus, number one, he is the second leader that Igbos have gotten in the recent time. Our supreme leader. Came up.
All right, Mr. Rav, is a nice place to leave it. Thank you for speaking on our platform today. All right, viewers, it's a nice place to leave it for today. We'll continue from here on Thursday. Tomorrow is 25, the 25 December. We are going to celebrate this December in a wonderful way. So we'll come back on Thursday to continue our live transmission. Thank you for staying on with us. Okay, no, I mean on Thursday.
Okay.
So thank you for staying with us. Bye for now.
God bless you all.
Okay.